I was setting up another Zoom call for our Spanish team, and y'all are crazy. Y'all really on another one. So everyone in the zone, everyone really feeling it today. Guys, I'm gonna be going over a couple things, some key points. So before anything, I want to express my gratitude for all of you. As always, I highly encourage you send a message of gratitude to whoever got you started, whether they're here or not, right? Whether they're here actively growing or whether they're full of shit. Send them a message of love. Really, let them know that you know what. Hey, I thank you for believing at least in me enough, or believing in yourself enough to put me on, right? Whether they're here or not, let them know, because for real, guys, what we've been able to do in the last, in the last 3 to 4 years has been something really incredible. Duplicating ridiculous amount of 6 figure traders, the amount of breakthroughs, consistent breakthroughs day after day after day, stretching belief systems, stretching limitation, people adapting and switching from mindset to imagination, right? People are starting to cut out those limiting, not just beliefs, but the words and the energy and the intention. So as we go forward today, guys, the theme of today's call, right? The theme of today's call is going to be annihilating limiting beliefs, okay, and how to really just attain a higher level of posture, of confidence, and of certainty. Okay, so again, I'm gonna give a shout out to Tim, because that's the person who got me here. He's the one who really put me in the position to be where I am today. And special shout out to all of you guys, because without any of you, again, I'm not who I am either. And I really, really want to give it back to everybody here, because I get to tap into your energy every single day, right? You guys are just like a little shot of espresso. I don't even like espresso, but you guys are a little shot of espresso for me, because I get that extra kick, that extra juice every single day. So guys, it's actually amazing. I like that Jordan Belfort was the theme of the last song, because sometimes you do need to really tap into your inner savage. I'm gonna tell you something. This world has been programming you to be very politically correct for a long time, right? Now, run with me for a second, right? What do I mean by that? Basically, you've been taught to hold back on really expressing your individuality, expressing what you believe you can be, because it might offend somebody. It might offend somebody else for you to believe more than they believe. But here's one thing I need you to do, right? And I need you to swear an oath to yourself, is that you need to, from this day forward, right, remove the limitations that somebody else might be impeding upon you, right? Remove the limitations that maybe have systematically been poured into your subconscious mind. Remove the limitations that maybe your parents, your teachers, your mentors, right, maybe have placed onto you. There's a chance that someone said, yo, you can hit P600 in a month, when you were thinking, man, I could do that in 7 days, but I guess a month makes more sense. All right. So remove all of that, wipe that clean, give yourself a brainwash, and let's make some moves, family. So today, I want you guys to think about this. When we look at our lives, we basically see a residual of a lot of our past traumas, crisis, and what we're looking at all the time is unresolved moments. That's what your subconscious tends to have. A lot of unresolved issues, a lot of unresolved moments in life, that sometimes what happens is that they happen and you do nothing about it, and you've been dragging that with you for maybe years. Okay? So what can happen is that thoughts and feelings about these events, they happen, but then they can start to color your perception, right? They might start to give certain moments a different feel, a different color than what it really might be. And that's only because we're still dragging this, and it's impeding our vision, right? It's fading our vision. And so what we have to do, right? We have to realize that our subconscious mind, these moments that we bring with us, right? They're going to disable some moments from our life. We're not going to be able to actually accept, your true destiny, because you're still, part of you is still somewhere else. Okay. So as we go through this, it is said that most people spend their lives regretting the past and fearing the future. I'm going to send that one more time for you guys. Most people spend their lives regretting the past and fearing the future. Damn, that's crazy, right? Therefore, they're unable to experience the joy of right now, right? So as you go about your day, this is what we call creating awareness, right? Maybe put that on your wall. If you're someone who you feel like it tends to be anxious, or tends to feel some sort of fear, maybe you're nervous often, I want you to put that on your wall somewhere. I want you to give yourself a reminder that most people spend their lives regretting the past and fearing the future. So you're unable to experience right now. If sometimes, and this is why I would recommend meditation, because it allows you, because here's the thing, people think that meditation, you sit down and you're just like some chill monk looking person on some yoga mat, put on an incense or something, and you got some vibrations playing, and then everything's fine. No, right? Maybe the environment that you create is peaceful, but the thing is that the practice is calming the mind, is stilling the mind, right? And so what's going to happen during that meditation, especially when you're beginning, is that it's going to be so difficult for you to be still. You're going to be like, how do you guys do this? I have this debt and this credit card bill and my job over here come in my mind, and yesterday's news also infiltrating my brain, and that one time that I broke a vase in 1994, right? So you have all these things coming your way, but it's a practice, right? And that meditation is showing you that, look, you need to let go, right? You need to let go. Stop regretting the past. Come to terms with it, right? Submit to what is done, right? Approve of what you have learned, and be here. Okay. So in some cases, it's going to seem, in retrospect, right, that there is some sort of purpose behind those events, right? Sometimes it's going to be super painful to go back and relive that moment, but you have to learn from it, right? The only way you'll be able to have that tranquility, have that peace, is by going into those moments that you do not want to go and live it again. But this time, don't come at yourself with judgment. Come and observe that moment. Some of the things, here's the thing, and this is why I really enjoy meditation, and I come from it with experience, because there are things that you don't remember, that you don't think you remember. Let me rephrase. There's some things that you don't think you really remember. You can access those files. Sometimes you really, really, really got to rifle through, but you'll do that. So for those of you that feel like sometimes maybe you're not really here, I suggest you adopt meditation, some sort of meditation into your lives. I believe Jay Shetty has a new book that came out, and he has a whole bunch of different meditations that you guys can look into. And that's, he's like a millennial monk is how I like to look at it. And so check him out. Some of y'all that want a really very relatable person. That way I think it'll help you guys maybe deal with that and actually start to break with those limitations. Right? Break with those limitations. So these life events that we go through, right? These are opportunities to grow, expand, experience, develop, right? What we're going to realize is that the reality is that crisis, these moments of trauma that we go through, it's going to make us more human, more whole. You start to realize, okay, yeah, everyone's going to go through things like this, but don't feel guilty for going through it, right? Circumstances expose who you really are. I want you to really think about that. Circumstances are really going to expose your true identity, right? Here's an easy example in this moment. right? A lot. Look at the way Nancy responded when being persecuted by an entire national government. Exposed, right? Just a badass queen, ran with it, no issues, right? No complaints, part of leadership. But, right, these moments that happen to us, because here's the thing, we look to prep ourselves, we learn, we mentors, you read the books, but then the moment comes, the test comes, right? Quote unquote, judgment day comes for a certain lesson that you maybe have been learning. And then when that comes, remember, who you are is based on your response to that moment, right? You're going to be exposed. So as you're learning this information, as you're taking these notes down today, don't write them down for the sake of writing them down. Write them down for the sake of collecting the experience and applying it to your identity. Because for those of you that are really listening right now, I guarantee you within the next few weeks, something that you heard here that resonated with you, you will be tested on. You're going to be tested on the application of that lesson. And some of you will pass and you go, wow, damn, like I'm growing. I can clearly see that. I would have responded differently before, right? I probably wouldn't even believe the way I just responded to this moment, right? And some of you won't even realize that the test was there, that they failed the lesson until later. And then you go, okay, cool. I need to work on that still. And that's okay. Regardless, lessons, right? So, as we remember, as you go through certain moments that are going to test your belief systems, right? It's going to make you more human. It's going to make you more compassionate, and it's going to allow you to really understand that sometimes, like I said earlier, we fear the future, and fear of that future is really just fear of emotions, right? It's not the facts that we fear, but it's the feelings about them. So once you have mastery over your feelings, the fear of the future, the fear of life goes away. I want you to really think about that. Mastery over your feelings. That's why I always say, right? Feel without becoming. It's such a simple idea, but we lose sight of it because we're taught to be so reactive. For example, I'm gonna use this example. When we were at the waterfalls in Puerto Rico, I know some of you were there. What happens? You get up there and you feel like, whoa, this is really tall. I feel like I could get hurt. I feel like I'm not capable, right? I feel like I'm not the kind of person that would do something like this. And then all of these feelings come your way. And what you're feeling, right, is starting to create fear. But that all that you're really feeling is not scared. You're not feeling that maybe it's too tall for you to jump, that maybe what could happen. It's that you just don't know what's coming, right? You don't know what's coming, and so you're fearing the future in that moment, right? You're fearing that you don't know what's about to happen. But remember, that fear of not knowing, right? That's just a feeling, and you don't have to be what you necessarily feel. So if you don't have to be what you feel, that means you have choice. And if you have choice, right, then you can jump regardless of the feeling, of the fear. Now what you have done is, because you've identified that, okay, cool, I feel like that, that's great. I'm aware this is tall. I'm aware I've never done this before. But that doesn't mean you can't, right? That doesn't mean you can't. It just means that you haven't. Right? It doesn't mean that you can't. It just means that you haven't. And I know I saw a lot of you understand that, whether it was consciously or unconsciously, and you realize, you know what? I'm not this immediate fear. I am not, right? I'm not that person anymore. We're about to run it. And there we are. and then those of you jumped. So being able to distinguish that, right? Once we have mastery over our feelings, our fear of the future, our fear of life starts to go away. And so, you know, I want you guys to do this, right? I want you, some of us, right? We have never even taken a good look at ourselves. So we don't know ourselves. A lot of us don't even know what we really believe in. A lot of us don't even know how far we can go. You haven't even made the decision. So, so some of you think there's no way I could be a millionaire, but it's not that you think that; it's that you've been told that that's just not frequent. That doesn't happen all the time, right? Some of you think there's no way I could just not have a job. It's not that you really believe that; it's just that you haven't been exposed to that kind of lifestyle so commonly, right? So, is it that you're not capable of, or is it that you just haven't been exposed to it enough, right? Are your belief systems based on what you truly know and feel, or are they based on what you're familiar with, right? So you and I can be anything in the world we desire. We can, right? Something that hit me really, really hard the other day. It was amazing. It literally blew my mind. I wrote it down somewhere. And I gotta find this. I don't know where I wrote that down. But basically, it's something like this, right? You can't be whatever or anything that you want. You can't be anything that you want, but you can be everything that you are. I'll run it back for you one more time. You can't be anything you want, but you can be everything that you are. Right? You can be everything that you are. So I want you to really dissect what that means. I said this yesterday on a leadership call. And what that means really is that when you have decided, right, who you are, only then can you tap into that and get to where you want to go, right? Only then can you establish the person you're becoming, the habits you must develop to get the results that follow suit. And so a lot of times we don't even know where we can go because we just haven't decided, right? We don't know what we're capable of doing because we just haven't been exposed to that level of thinking. So this is me inviting you, guys. This is my invitation to you to make that decision, right? That you can be everything that you are. Because here's the thing, here's the difference. The difference between wanting and the difference between being is that want isn't your decision. Want comes from your subconscious programming. Being is your genuine self. Right? So after that, are you going to return to your previous limiting beliefs? Because that choice is yours. Right? Because here's the thing, these belief systems, here's the hardest thing to learn is that no one in this world can be brought into your own world, into your own limiting belief system, except for yourself. You call yourself back to that belief system. Right? Remember, you are an expression. Right? You are an expression of God, of the universe, right? And there's no limit to that source's creative power. You can that's what you tap into, right? That's what you get to tap into. Because here's the thing. Check this out. Your soul, right? What your soul does is that it attracts, right? Remember, everything's vibrational. We'll go into that some other day. But it attracts what it's secretly harboring, what it really loves, and also what it fears, right? So it's gonna really reach the aspiration that you want, but it's also gonna fall right to those fears. So guys, as we go forward, you have to understand that, you know, basically like the world that we look at is like a kaleidoscope, combination of colors, which at every single moment, right, it's going to present to you these adjusted pictures, right? But those are all your own thoughts. So what I mean by that, right, that we all have state of minds, and you can go to the same moment 4 different times, but based on your state of mind, you're going to perceive each moment differently, right? You're going to be able to soak in that moment differently because you just happen to be into a different state of mind every single time. You know, life itself is like a state of consciousness. What does that mean, right? Is that the world is, how do I say this, man? Basically, right? Let me put it this way. When our mind, our state of mind, what does it do? It goes to different kinds of states, right? It's gonna like it's like you can travel from one place to another to another to another. So what does that mean? That you are in control of where you go, right? You're in control of the state of mind that you're in. So what we have to really know is that, remember, we all like we're mental beings, we're vibrational beings, and once you understand that, right, then you start to understand, okay, cool, that means that all I got to do is I got to be present today, right? And I need to make this moment right now perfect. And then we realize that we're the only one capable of doing that. What starts to happen, right? You start to figure out, this is something that Emmett Fox said. He said, whoever you are, wherever you may be, the golden key to harmony is in your hand now. Whoever you are, wherever you may be, the golden key to harmony is in your hand. Right? What does that mean? That means that we get to create and build the state of mind that we want to be in, right? Sometimes it's as simple as preparing yourself, giving yourself time in the mornings to be at that level throughout the whole day. Right? Sometimes it's eliminating people, situations, environments in your life to be in the place to succeed. Right? This is what we have to accept. We have to accept that the keys are in your hand. The keys are in your hand. And you're going to attract the right doors to open with those keys. But you can only find those doors once you realize you got the keys, right? So once right now you make the decision, yo, I got the keys to create the best state of mind in my life, right? To create the desired results in my life, right? Once you truly understand that, guess what? Doors are going to come. I guarantee you, some people here that I just got started in the last couple weeks, last couple months, this solution only came your way after you were like, yo, I actually can change the direction that I'm going. And then all of a sudden, this falls into your lap, right? Just like that. Just like that. So, guys, as you go forward throughout your days, you know, one thing that we need to understand is really that everything that you want, you got. And one thing that as we go forward with everything, and as this quarter comes to fruition, right? As we start to see, these Zoom calls start to double, start to triple, as you start to see everything really develop, in the next couple weeks, in the next couple months, as your mindset starts to realize, whoa, I've been here maybe for 3 days, I've been here maybe for 3 months, I've been here for 3 years, but tomorrow I can decide to be an absolutely different person. Tomorrow, just like that, right now. Right now, I guarantee you there's going to be one person who will never be the same. Not because of anything I said, but because of the decision that they made. Right? That it's like it's going to hit you like a brick wall, and you're going to realize, whoa, I don't have to be, right? I don't have to be the person that I've been the last 3 years. I don't have to be, right, all the issues that I've been holding in the last 3 days. I don't have to be the person that my parents want me to be, right? I don't have to be this person anymore. I get to decide today. Today is the day that I let go. Right? Maybe you've had bad eating habits for your whole life. Today you decide, you know what? I'm not that person anymore. I'm not. But that's where the starting point is, right? That's where your starting point is. And sometimes, right, people wait and wait and wait. They go, yeah, I'm just not feeling it. I don't think I'm gonna go to this. I don't think I'm gonna start this. I'm not in the right state of mind to do these things. And you know what the trick is sometimes to getting in the right state of mind is to start doing. Is to start doing. Hear me out. Sometimes what happens is that we think too much. We think way too much. Hey, you guys ever heard of analysis paralysis, right? Where you don't start trading or taking you don't do anything because you're just thinking too much of all the possible situations that can happen, right? Because you're not here right now, right? The reason that you can't change is because you're still thinking about the person that you were, or you're still thinking about what people are going to think, or you're worried about what tomorrow's going to look like. You're like, oh, I can't go to the gym because tomorrow I'm going to be sore. Oh, I can't go to the gym because I've been overweight my whole life, right? I can't make money because I've been poor my whole life, or I can't make money because I gotta pay taxes if I make money. Are you guys understanding what I'm saying? People say that like, yo, yeah, I don't know if I want to trade because you gotta pay taxes. But you haven't even made $1 yet, and you're worried about taxes? Seriously? Like, yeah, bro, is it even worth getting? Dude, you make $20,000 a year, and you're worried about doing this because of taxes. You're not even in the right tax bracket yet. The government still pays you, and you're worried about taxes. You know what I mean? This is fearing the future. It's the same thing. It's like, as I say, I don't know if I want to eat right because then I'm gonna have to just live longer. Like, what? Do you guys feel me? So, as you go today, I challenge you to make the decision. Find one behavior in your life, right, that you've just struggled to break through. One limitation that you've been impeding on yourself consistently. Find it, right? Find it. And once you find it, you need to shift your identity with that moment. You need to shift your relationship with yourself and with that kind of behavior. I want you to give me a good excuse on why you can't break that belief system. Somebody like, there's no way I could possibly go chairman. That's crazy. 500 people, that's nuts. Right? Some people think that 100%. Now, some people don't want that. Cool. Live your life, right? But some people just don't even believe. They don't even have it. They haven't even made the choice of wanting or not wanting because they just don't believe it. Imagine that. Stripping yourself away from a choice because of lack of belief. Don't steal from your own capacity because your belief isn't there. borrow from mine, right? Borrow from mine. That's cool. That's fine, right? That's okay with me. I know, right? I know that whatever the max that this company gets to, I know we will be there. I know that. I know that. So if you got to borrow from my understanding, from my certainty, please do so. Please keep showing up on these calls until all of a sudden you program yourself to adopt the same kind of behavior, to have the same level of certainty in who you really are. Right? That's okay. I'm down. I'm here every day to do this. And what you're going to understand, right? And as you start communicating people with a higher level of posture, and once you start to have that kind of communication with yourself, you're going to realize it was just a practice the whole time. It wasn't that I didn't believe. I just had never done it. I just had never done it. When you're going to start to see is like you're going to start to do it. Maybe a little bit. Before this, you've never traded before. Right? You've never even thought about trading. And then you take your first trade. You win or you lose. But you did it. Right? And then you make your first dollar. Ooh. Whoa, okay, cool. Maybe this is real. Right? And then you learn about risk to reward. Like, whoa. And then you had $100 and you made 10. Right? And then you go, oh, cool, that was $10. But then what happens? Your belief is stretched. Watch. You had $100 and you made 10%. That's great. If you had 100,000, you would have made 10,000. You did the exact same thing. Whoa. So did that $10 that you made in your first week of trading, was it really $10 or was it 10,000? Was it really $10 or was it 100,000 of a million? Your perception is just shifted on something you saw so common, so basic, but that's truly what you're doing. All right. That's how we stretch our belief systems, is we got to shift the perspective on what we do. So guys, as you go about this week, right, and you start to set, a limit on what you do, as you start to go about your day as you normally go about it, question yourself and be like, could I do this a little differently today, right? Is there another route I could take to going about the same common activities? Could I possibly do a little better, right? Am I considering the idea that I could go beyond what I've been doing? Right? Just consider the idea that just maybe it's possible to put another rep in, right? To watch another hour of the course, right? To expose another person to what we do. Because what you're doing so far right now is just what you know, right? So my challenge to you really is outbelieve me. Outbelieve me. You can't outwork me. I know that for sure. But outbelieve me. I challenge you. It's going to be tough. I'm going to be real with you. It's going to be pretty tough. But outbelieve me. And whenever you're feeling like, you know what? I don't know, man. I don't know if it's for me. I just don't know if trading's for me. I don't know if I can be a leader. I don't know if I'm capable. Life's been pretty bad. I'm going through some things right now. You're always going to go through things, guys. You're always going to go through things. You're always going to go through things. But are you going to grow through things? Right? That's a decision. That's a decision that you got to make. And if you feel like you're going through something and you forget that you can grow through it, shoot me a message. Be like, yo, Mike, my life is shit right now. Wake me up. Got you. Got you. That's what I'm here for. That's what your mentors are here for. That's what your leaders are here for. Remember that the people that brought you into this didn't bring you in to see you here for a month. It's not it goes against even if you're just focused on money, it's backwards. Wouldn't even make sense. Trust me, you're incentivized to legit see people grow and prosper and aspire to tap into an infinite flow of abundance. That's why this company is genius. It literally incentivizes you to provide people with the best route to be successful. Right? I get paid to be a success plug. Right? I get paid to be a belief plug. Right? So do you. But have you decided yet? Have you decided? So, guys, as we really go through it, we're about to have an impeccable week where limits are going to be annihilated, right? Where belief systems are going to reach levels that we've never even seen before. And so as I end this call, guys, I want you to remember, right? There are going to be limitations in your mind, right? There are going to be limitations in your mind. So I need you to lose your mind. I need you to lose your mind and use your imagination. I'll say it one more time. There are limitations in your mind. So I need you to lose your mind and use your imagination. Thank you.